All right, so this is extremely depressing news. So Hillary Clinton is starting to be floated as a potential presidential candidate in 2024, given Joe Biden does or doesn't run again, or I guess doesn't run again in this case, because once again, he's extremely old. Anything can happen. He may choose not to run again, all the rest of it. But her name has been in the media lately, and you know what that means. It's most likely true that she's eyeing another presidential run. And there have been a plethora of articles that have been published that, quite honestly, almost made me throw up and triggered my PTSD once again, as I'm sure it did for the rest of you. So I'm not going to read these articles in their entirety. I'm just going to give you a little sentiment of what they say. So this is from the Wall Street Journal. The title of the article is the following Hillary Clinton's 2024 election comeback. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have become unpopular. It may be time for a change candidate. She's the change candidate. Great. Need I remind you, Joe Biden currently, his approval rating just keeps sinking lower and lower. It's now at 33%. Yeah. Previously was at 38%. Now it's at 33%. Kamala Harris' approval rating is 28%, I believe. I'm just going to read you the first couple of paragraphs because that's all it takes. The article goes as follows. A perfect storm in the Democratic Party is making a once unfathomable scenario plausible. A political comeback for Hillary Clinton in 2024. Several circumstances, President Biden's low approval rating, doubts over his capacity to run for re-election at 82, Vice President Kamala Harris's unpopularity, and the absence of another strong Democrat to lead the ticket in 2024 have created a leadership vacuum in the party which Mrs. Clinton viably could fill. She is already in advantageous position to become the 2024 nominee. She is an experienced national figure who is younger than Mr. Biden and can offer a different approach from the disorganized and unpopular one the party is currently taking. How? How? The approach that he calls disorganized and unpopular that the party is currently taking is the approach of the same style of politics that Hillary Clinton embraces. It's called neoliberalism. But let me continue before I get into my rant. If Democrats lose control of Congress in 2022, Ms. Clinton can use the party's loss as a basis to run for president again, enabling her to claim the title of change candidate. So they want to lose just so they can run Hillary Clinton again. Oh my God. And I love this right here. Based on her latest public statements, it's clear that Ms. Clinton not only recognized her position as a potential frontrunner, but also is setting up a process to help her decide whether or not to run for president again. She recently warned of the electoral consequences in the 2022 midterms if the Democrats continues to align itself with the progressive wing and urged Democrats to reject far-left positions that isolate key segments of the electorate. Now, I'm not going to read any more of that bullshit, but this is from the New York Times. I believe Thomas Friedman, whatever his fucking name is, he's a jackass that wrote this article. This is just going to read you one paragraph from this. Is what America needs in 2024 a ticket of Joe Biden and Liz Cheney? Or Joe Biden and Lisa Murkowski, or Kamala Harris and Mitt Romney, or Stacey Abrams and Liz Cheney, or Amy Klobuchar and Liz Cheney, or any other such combination. Before you leap into the comment sections, hear me out. No, the fuck I won't. Pain, sorrow, frustration, guilt, anger, pain. That's what I'm feeling right now. This is corporate media right here. And you know, when I first started getting into politics, I used to think like, these are obvious solutions like Medicare for all, free college, a living wage, housing. I mean, things that other countries have already implemented long ago and have gone far beyond. They've eclipsed. I mean, we don't have paid sick leave and paid family leave in this country. How on this earth do we not have that? And now we're in a pandemic and it's not even being talked about anymore. I mean, it was for a brief second, but that's gone. It's came and went. It's not going to come. I mean, you wonder, like, we have obvious solutions. Why aren't people like on board, ready to go, ready to strike up a revolution over this bullshit? And then you read stuff like this and you remember, oh wait, the reason some people may be skeptical of change or more on the fence or actually back idiot candidates like Amy Klobuchar and Lisa Murkowski This type of bullshit that I just read to you is thrown in the face of the American people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks out of a year, 365 days out of a year. They are force fed this bullshit propaganda all day, every day. And so it's no secret as to why the average voter may be skeptical of who to vote for as it pertains to Joe Biden or Bernie Sanders. And it kind of makes you realize how fucked we really are. I mean, my God, floating people, Liz Cheney, she's become the hero. At this point, in regards to the Democrats, it's anything anti-Trump will do. Anything anti-Trump will do. And this just gives the game away. And we knew this already, but it's not about policy with these people. It's not about policy with these people. Hillary Clinton, a change candidate, she lost in 2016. They screwed Bernie in 2016. She was the candidate. She lost to Donald Trump, of all people. If we run that experiment again, Donald Trump's going to win. Whoever it ends up being, Donald Trump's probably going to win in 2024 because that's just where the political winds are blowing. But I don't want to speak too soon because it's too soon to tell. But, I mean, what the world? It's not about policy with these people. All it is about power. It's simply about power and having the ability to hold a seat, whether it be the president, a senator, a House member. They don't care about the specifics. They don't. They don't. But you know who does? The voters. The people that actually have to deal with the horrendous decisions that they make. And I just made a video about how public opinion doesn't dictate what laws get passed in Congress. And that's true because Congress doesn't care what you think. And this is a study from Princeton. And it just talks about how public opinion has a near zero impact on U.S. law. Why? Because our system is corrupt. Both political parties are bought and owned by the corporations, CEOs, rich people, the military-industrial complex, big pharma, the long slew of entities that actually run this country. The politicians are just figureheads. Those are the people that actually run this country. I'm going to give you this statistic again because I think it's absolutely amazing. The money spent on influencing our government, $5.8 billion. The taxpayer money, subsidies, and support that they got in return is $4.4 trillion. We're being robbed. We're being robbed. And none of the politicians that they've just floated that I read to you in these specific articles is going to combat this and do anything about it. Why? Because they themselves are corrupt. But that's an issue that they want to avoid entirely. Notice how these mainstream media pundits, and journalists, they never talk about the fact that the system is corrupt. They never talk about the fact that public opinion has no sway on the law, on the legislation that gets passed. They never talk about the fact that this person is taking money from this industry and they come out and oppose that. They never talk about any of it because when it comes to that, it's shh. Because all they care about is the gravitas and the motioning that they're actually for you when they're not. All they want is the praise and the adoration. That's it. That's all they want. They think running for something like president or senator or whatever kind of public office is a game. It's all a game to them. And it's all about winning and my side against their side and this bullshit notion of bipartisanship. And they don't even consider, it doesn't cross their mind the fact that there's real people that have to deal with the damaging effects of them simply being corrupt. And it's not simple, but that's what it is. And look, man, this is a horrendous situation. I mean, it's dystopian is what it is. If we have to sit through another election of Trump v. Hillary or Trump v. anyone of the like, my God, are we in for some shit.